It's a Wednesday evening and I just promised my 15-year-old self that I was never gonna fap again, because at that time I kind of knew it wasn't really the most healthy thing to do. You know, it fried your dopamine receptors, it made you less likely to do work throughout the day, and it made you more lazy. So I said to myself I was gonna do 60 days, 90 days of this and see how I feel. 2 days later, I failed. I did it again. And then I felt even more guilty. So I had to promise myself, I had to promise right then and there that I was never gonna do it again. Yeah? In that moment, I thought that was the end of it. What do you think I did 2 days later after that? I did it again. This time I felt even more guilty. I had so much less respect for myself. This caused me to eat junk food, skip gym sessions, just be lazy. It just made me go into like a downward spiral from there. So today I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 methods I use to overcome this. And look, if you can't watch this, 5 or 6 minute video, then how do you ever expect to overcome this addiction? And what I will say is, if you can overcome this addiction, then you are probably ahead of most young men, because most men can't overcome this addiction. It basically requires you to have full control over your mind when you get an urge. That's why it's so hard. The first thing you need to stop doing is feeling guilty after you failed, because all feeling guilty is going to do is lead you more into those bad habits, which in turn is going to make you fail again. I want you to identify what actually gave you that urge in the first place. So for example, me, bro, every day after school, I'd come upstairs, go to my bed and scroll TikTok. And it was that scrolling which actually gave me the urge, because I was bored, I was doing nothing productive. So what I want you to do is, after you just failed, I want you to, instead of feeling overwhelmed by guilt, I just want you to take 3 deep breaths in and out and identify what it was which gave you that urge in the first place. And then replace that habit, because it's normally a habit if you're doing it daily. Replace the habit with something else, whether it's reading, exercising, or just doing work, because it's that habit which you're doing daily which leads you to get that urge. So we want to eliminate that habit and replace it. All right, the second mistake I was making is I was counting my days. I said I was on day 9, day 10, day 11, and the only thing that did was re-established in my mind that I was a fapper. But we do not want that, because when you do that, you are still identifying with fapping, so you are more likely to do it. Whereas if you're just a guy who doesn't fap, who just does not do it, then you are not associating it with your identity, so you're less likely to do it. So don't be that guy counting your days, telling your mates who are also on Nofap what day you're on. Just be the guy who doesn't fap. Trust me. Because that person who has that mindset is always more likely to succeed. Okay, so the third mistake you might be making is your reason for Nofap isn't strong enough. Because think about it, the first thought that comes into your mind when you're about to resist that urge is the reason behind you doing it in the first place, the reason why you're on this path. If that reason isn't strong enough, then you're just gonna fail. But you might be asking yourself, Theo, how do I get this stronger reason? Well, what I want you to do is, I want you to close your eyes and envision your life and what it would look like after you've succeeded on this path for a year or 2. The amount of confidence you'd have, the amount of respect you'd have for yourself. All those things are going to transfer into other areas of your life. And so if you don't have a strong enough reason as of yet, I want that to change after this video. And listen, if you stick true to all of those steps, especially the one we just mentioned, the last one, then it is literally impossible to fail. So yeah, that's me for today. If you want more videos like this, then like and subscribe.